So before we start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video, as it helps the channel grow. So, let's get into it. Alright, so it is fight week. And I think we have a good one coming up this weekend when the hard-hitting Subriel Matias takes on the aggressive Jeremias Ponce. This fight is shaping up to be a barn burner. It's shaping up to be a war, and it is for a title. It is for the IBF junior welterweight title, which is vacant. So there are some stakes in this fight going on. So in this video, I'm just going to give you all a quick little prediction, who I think will win, how I think the fight's going to go down, what both fighters do well. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, guys? KT here, back at it with another video. Today, we're doing boxing. It's been a long time since I've done a boxing video on this channel, especially a prediction video. I've done a few streams here and there, but overall I haven't been very consistent with the boxing content in the past few months. I think the last boxing video I did was Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua in terms of predictions. In terms of like streams and stuff, I've done some, sprinkled some here and there this year or late last year. But it's been a very busy time for me, and of course going through the Bears season late last year and coming into this year, then going on to gaming, and then trying to balance other real world responsibilities. It's gonna get your schedule is gonna get a little bit cloudy and a little bit cluttered. And of course, with the way boxing is right now, there hasn't been that many premier fights that everybody has covered or something like that, or so the lack of big fights has played a role in that. But still, I could have done a little bit better to cover some of the better fights of early this year. But that's beside the point. That's a whole nother topic for another video. Let's get into this fight between Subriel Matias and Jeremias Ponce. Now, we're looking at Subriel Matias first. A 30-year-old from Puerto Rico. He is 5'8" with a 71-inch reach. He's an orthodox fighter. He is 18-1-0, 18 wins, 1 loss, no draws, and all 18 wins coming by way of KO. The guy's a freaking walking stick of dynamite with his power. The guy is a very good fighter, and he has a very good story about him as well. I think we all know the story of Subriel Matias by now. Of course, some of the things he's had to battle with in and out of the ring, so I'm not going to go too much in depth with that. But Subriel Matias in the ring is definitely a formidable force to be reckoned with. The guy has 18 KOs for a reason, and the first thing that comes to mind when I think of Subriel Matias is his hard hands. Now, the 1 loss did come to Petros Ananian. That was a few years ago, and that was right after, or a fight after the tragedy happened. So he did take that 1 loss to Petros Ananian last year, early January, and I think I watched this fight. He fought Petros Ananian again, and he beat the crap out of Petros Ananian. The previous fight between Batarzan Jukmanbayev, he beat the crap out of him. And he's definitely a powerful fighter. Every shot he throws, I think I watched that Batarzan fight too, and it was in Carson, California. This guy, every shot this guy throws is going to be hard. You're going to feel it. He's surprisingly able to set up his shots well, and he's surprisingly able to cut off the ring and force people into a corner or force people into the ropes to be able to unload these vicious combinations. So I'm looking for him to do that in this fight. But the guy's walking stick of dynamite. His boxing does leave a little to be desired. He does leave himself open sometimes for counters. But with a guy like that who wants to come forward, who wants to be aggressive, you can see, why there are some deficiencies in his actual boxing. But with 18 knockouts, the results speak for themselves. He's able to get guys out of there before they're able to pose a real threat to him. So definitely one of my favorite fighters to watch. Moving on to Jeremias Ponce, I think I've heard of him as well. The 26-year-old from Argentina. He's an orthodox fighter. He is 5'11". guy is 30-0 with 30 wins, no losses, no draws, 20 big wins coming by way of KO. Again, the same thing with him. He's definitely not as powerful, but he's definitely skilled. He's very aggressive from the fights I've seen with him. 20 big wins by way of knockout, so definitely not the power puncher that you would think he is. But the reason why this fight is so highly coveted between hardcore boxing fans is that this fight is shaping up to be a war, and that's because both fighters like coming forward. They both like throwing combinations. They both like to back their opponents into a corner and beat them down with combinations. His last 3 wins were by knockout. His best win came against Lewis Ritson, and he beat the crap out of Lewis Ritson for all 10 rounds. And that was in London. That was in the UK. This guy is more experienced, in my opinion, even though he's younger. He has 30 bouts on his resume. Again, a lot of those are against weaker competition, you could say. But experience is experience nonetheless. The guy can punch, he can hit you hard, and he definitely likes being a physical fighter. He definitely likes coming forward. He definitely likes getting, to the nitty-gritty of things, getting in close range, unleashing combinations, tiring his opponents out. So it's definitely shaping up to be a very good fight between these two. I think the experience does go to, in terms of bouts, it goes to Ponce. In terms of competition, it goes to Matias. So you have this conflict of styles as well, which is two styles that like to come forward, that like to, throw hard punches all the time, that like to, just outwork their opponents, high volume punchers, very hard punchers. So this is definitely a fight people are very, very excited for. I'm one of them. The Armory in Minneapolis should be on base lighting up on Saturday night, as this fight is shaping up to be a very, very, very good fight. I cannot stress that enough. It is for a title. It is in a junior welterweight division, which is a very competitive division. So, with Jeremias Ponce, the way I see it, they're both gonna have their hands full. I think if whoever takes control of this fight early, and whoever has the conditioning to last longer into the fight, will win this fight. And who's ever able to impose their will on the other guy, that's who will win this fight. It's definitely too close to tell, in my opinion. Jeremias Ponce, a very good fighter. Like I said, he beat the crap out of Lewis Ritson. With his just overwhelming pressure. Technically, still, again, leaves a lot to be desired. He's definitely an earmuffs fighter. Doesn't show a lot of technique in the ring, but he usually doesn't have to, as he's able to overwhelm fighters with his volume of punches. So, with Matias and Jeremias Ponce both being volume punchers, you could definitely make the argument that this could easily be a draw. It could end by knockout. It could end by split decision. It could end by basically anything. This fight, but one thing is for certain, this fight will be a war, and I'm so excited that I'm going to be able to watch it this weekend. So if I had to pick a winner, I'm going to go Subriel Matias by 10th round stoppage. Matias is just a way harder puncher, in my opinion. Is he going to break? If Jeremias Ponce isn't careful, he can get caught with something. And if you get caught with something by Subriel Matias, I think you have more of a chance to go down than if it was the other way around. Again, like I said before, they both not all that technically sound. They both like coming forward. They both like throwing combinations. They both like setting traps for their opponents, forcing them into the corner. But I think Subriel Matias, with his power advantage, in fighting better competition in his career, I think he does have the advantage in this fight. So I'm going to go by 10th round stoppage for Subriel Matias. But you know what? This is boxing, and this fight could go either way. So I'm very excited. I'm hoping this is a very good fight. I'm pretty much certain that it's going to be a good fight. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Who do you think will win? Are you guys rocking with Matias? Are you guys rocking with Jeremias Ponce? Let me know in the comment section. As always, thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the videos. It helps the channel grow. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these boxing videos. I will start to get back in the flow of things. Follow me on social media, as I do retweet a lot of boxing news and tweet out my own boxing takes. And yeah, thank you guys for walking with this video. Enjoy the fight this Saturday, and I am out. Peace.